Later that day, the engine was restarted. However, a few hours later, the fuel oil line, which was vibrating, eventually sheared at the place where the fitter had tightened the coupling. This allowed fuel oil from the line to spray directly onto the hot, exposed part of the exhaust bellows, which were around 400 degrees Celsius. This caused a flash fire, which quickly spread. The fire alarm was activated, and the second engineer, who was working in the control room at the time, wanted to quickly investigate the source of the fire, but became engulfed by the smoke before he could evacuate.
Okay guys, let's see who is here.
As the fire intensified, the ship's crew went to the emergency muster point. It was urgently decided to send a two-man crew to the engine room to try and locate and rescue the second engineer. The two men entered the engine room. But only one returned. With continued firefighting, the fire was eventually brought under control. The bodies of the two men were later found in the completely burned-out engine room.
take out power
Power, we
everywhere.
have to cut the power.
From okay, especially down floor.
Откуда эта вода вообще льется? Я не знаю.
Короче, сейчас это самое у нас.
After subscription, don't forget to press the bell icon.
Maritime news. A fire broke out in the engine room of an offshore vessel of ONGC motor vessel Great Mahini on Saturday near the Mumbai High oil field. Even though the fire has been extinguished, 3 persons are reportedly trapped inside the vessel. The vessel had a total of 18 crew members. The vessel's engine room had caught fire. The fire broke out in the OSV nearly 92 nautical miles off a platform of Mumbai High, according to the Indian Coast Guard, ICG. On receipt of the information, Coast Guard Operations Center diverted offshore patrol vessels to march to the scene of action.
A shipyard worker was preparing to replace a high-pressure steam valve that was faulty and leaking in an engine room. The valve was part of a 600 psi steam system on a vessel. Other shipyard personnel had previously located all the valves and drains and isolated the steam system according to the ship's as-built drawings. All the drains indicated on the as-built drawings of the ship were opened and depressurized. The drains were then marked with tags. As one of the workers loosened the bolts around the faulty valve, a tremendous burst of steam was suddenly released. The steam under high pressure at 385 degrees Fahrenheit knocked the worker to the ground and produced third-degree burns on more than 60% of his body. The worker died 2 days later in the hospital. Errors and omissions on the ship's as-built drawings had prevented shipyard personnel from completely isolating and draining the steam system. Let's take a look at some of the contributing factors that led to this fatality. Use a thermal gun or carefully place your hand near both sides of the valve to check the temperature. Verify that the steam system is drained and the drain valve is open. Be careful not to touch the pipes or valve too quickly. Approach them slowly to feel if heat is radiating from them first. If they are very hot, then they may still contain steam under pressure. Accurate drawings free from discrepancies are essential for effective energy isolation. Shipyard personnel should be properly trained to conduct a visual check of all drains and valves in a steam system that is to be drained and depressurized. Drain connections on all dead interconnecting systems must be opened and observed to ensure effective isolation. Employees authorized to perform steam system repairs should be directly involved in the isolation and lockout-tagout of the system. Direct involvement by workers in the lockout-tagout process ensures their understanding of the operation or process hazards that the lockout-tagout is designed to control, and how to avoid or control these hazards. It is essential for ship's personnel and repair contractors to communicate and coordinate about the isolation and lockout-tagout of the ship's systems.